We're right on this one. Yeah, right on this one then. Alright, well, welcome to the Willows for today's second test match between Bala, Great Britain and the Australian Aboriginals. Here at the Willows, Salford, dreadful weather, heavy rain, been like this all day. Complete contrast to the conditions at Derwent Park last week, when we got glorious sunshine and a firm pitch. Should make handling difficult. Both these teams looking to try and pick up the wins. The Australians want to go home, and the kick-off starts with Dallas Waters hitting the ball deep, taken for a run back by the fullback Paul Watts from West Hull. Watts new to the side. That's Dean Ralph from Skirler. Dave Rowe at dummy half. He's coming for Dean Hamilton. Plays it off to Devlin, another one of the newcomers for this test. Devlin and Rowe, both experienced Bala internationals. Now with Carter to Jones. A new half-back partnership for Bala on this one. Kick it deep, and it's Brock Anderson who takes it. Well, I said right at the beginning there would be some poor handling errors, and Brock Anderson makes a complete hash of that to give Bala a little bit of a fillip just when they need it, a couple of minutes into the game. So it's going to be a scrum down. The half-back partnership between Carter and Jones is untested previously, although they were together in South Africa in February '95. That's with Jones. Now to use Verity, the big West Hull centre. Anderson and Mundine into the tackle. This time, second row man goes charging through. Rowe. Devlin from Walney Central, slips it out again, still going forward. Paul McGee, the new haircut. That's Steve Larvin from Hastings, looks to turn it back, but no opportunity. Well, a better approach from Bala already in this one. With Carter to Mills through for a try. What a great try from him. Well, he went through like that in the first test, and that was a marvellous try from the St Patrick's front row forward. Man of the match for Bala up at Derwent Park, and made a great start just a couple of minutes into the game. That short ball from Colin Carter, and a great touchdown. And certainly have been making sure that victory was theirs. They had a midweek win over Lancashire, but now they trailed 4-0. McGee hits the conversion, 6 points to 0. So Dave Rowe hits the ball deep, taken by Waters. Waters feeds it to Chris Binge, 22-year-old front forward, and a high tackle. He's ducked under from Verity. Well, he's a bit temperamental at times, this Chris Binge. It was a high tackle, but it missed him, and he's shown his disgust in a manner that's earned him a talking to from the referee. So it's a penalty to the Aboriginals. And good chance to find touch on that far side. Not quite to the halfway mark though, but Barlow got a good line. You see Dave Rowe ordering them out. Binge takes it in first drive, and he's well met too by Ralphs and Mills. The Aboriginals laid off this time to Kelly. And he's just a 17-year-old front row forward is Kelly, a big lad too. Thought he lost it there, but the referee said get on with it. That's a bad play. A knock on again, picked up by Mills. So Barlow got the chance, and in comes Binge with a bit of a cheap shot. And he's going to be called out for that one. Well, I think Binge determined to try and get his own back. He's had a bit of a robust time with Steve Mills in the first test. And of course, Mills got in for that first try. Chris Binge going to be spoken to at the same time. Captain being called out, Colin Carter from West Hull, the Barlow captain. And the referee, Martin Ashcroft from Wigan. He's telling him to calm it down. So it's a penalty to Great Britain. So McGee having a word with his captain. He's going to look to go for goal. Well, that's confidence for you. 50 metres. On a wet day like this, his footing might be a bit suspect. But it's a long, long kick. Kicked 4 goals in the first test in McGee, and prolific goal kicker for his club Ellenborough Rangers in the Cumberland League. Well, that's the halfway mark. You can see the ball on, more or less. Left-footed kicker too. This is going to be a big, big kick if he makes it. Well, he's certainly got some height. It's just going to drop underneath the post. And that's given the opportunity to be taken back. A good run from Trindall. Now the Aboriginals being met as Barlow moving very, very quickly indeed. Completely different attitude to the lineup this week, the one they played at Derwent Park. Devlin in with the tackle. To Kelly. Kelly looking to offload it. Gets it back to Waters. Waters to this side where Jason Thorne is coming for the injured Jeff Wellington. Another young player. Out again. Long ball from Heron. That's Trindall. Trindall trying to release Mundine. Not a good pass to Duncan. Round his ankles, and another knock on. That's 3 unforced errors really from the Aboriginals. The scrum then out with the fullback Paul Watts, his international debut. Brought in to replace Ian Morse of Normanton. That's with Larvin. Well, a good tackle on him. Well, certainly fired up is this test. This forward, Scott Fletcher, one of 4 members of the West Hull club, driven back. With Rowe. Rowe cut out ball. Again, back to Fletcher. Fletcher looks to give it to Jones. Score of one of Barlow's 4 tries at Derwent Park. Rowe again to Carter. Carter looking to try and go on his own. Last tackle. Watt to Rowe. Will Rowe have a popper one-pointer? Puts a kick up on the far side. Oh, only just beats Brad Keed, let it go. He hadn't watched for Sean Senior on his outside. And that was a good little bit of play. He's going to be scrummed down. So the scrum out again with the Aboriginals. That was Duncan giving him a go. That was Waters, the scrum half. Scored a marvellous try at Derwent Park. Cut out ball this time to Binge. Bit of a gap and the ball knocked on yet again. Well, this greasy ball certainly causing problems for the Aboriginals. Not the best of conditions for handling. It's been raining all day. So another scrum down. Carter. Offside. Waters gets back to it though. Fed to Lavin. Lavin looks a good ball this time. Out to Senior. He knocks over the line in his mercy. And that was a let-off for the Aboriginals as good play had forced that one. So the scrum down. Good run from the base of the scrum by Trundle. Ball moving up quickly, putting the Aussies under pressure. And every time they've had the ball so far, they've managed to knock it on. On the young side, of course, the Aboriginals, average age 19. But Chris Binge is one of the older members at 22. James Brown, I think, is 24. Something in the tackle, the touch judge is on the far side. He's going to have a word with the referee. Should be a penalty against Barlow, I would think. But after the last talking to, maybe we might see a sin binning, you can never tell. He's got Dean Ralph and Colin Carter over to him. Not happy with the way that tackle was made, and Cecil Heron having a word with the referee. So it's a penalty against Barlow for an elbow or forearm in the tackle. Trindle. Kick. Well, this is going to be the first time the Aboriginals are in the Barlow half. In comes Binge. Good tackle on him from Ralls. Second man, Kelly. Shrugs off a couple of tacklers. Eventually Scott, Rowe, Mills all get hold of him. James Brown. A good week, man of the match in midweek against Lancashire to book his test spot. Over Waters, Heron. Good ball from him and not picked up. Jones has taken it. Not got the pace to get away, but hands off Heron, turns round into some heavy traffic. But yet again, an opportunity missed for the Aboriginals. They just can't hold this ball. So Diskin. So Diskin takes it forward. Rowe. Out again to McGee. Bit of a high tackle. Manages to hold on to the ball just. Rowe again to Mills. Mills knocked back on his heels. Plays it quickly though. Carter. Devlin can't take it and gets a big hit for his trouble. Now out to this side to Thorne. Thorne trying to get past Watts, but a good tackle stitches him up. Heron. Last time with Hookie. Second Roman, Dean Withers. 2 tries he got. He's only 16-year-old, this youngster. Plays it quickly. Waters. Waters to Binge. Head down and well met. 6-0, 12 minutes gone. Barlow leading. That's Brown. Well, this is the first time they got to the 20-metre mark. And it goes to Waters. To Heron. Heron this time. Little kick through. And a chase for Hookie. Watts got to get there quickly. Gathers it. And is tackled over his own in-goal line. Well, that's the first real threat from the Aboriginals. It's going to be a dropout. So Rowe drops it out. Heron takes it, looks for his runner. Eventually it's Kelly who takes it. Straightforward drive. Well met with a shoulder charge, and that's hurt Kelly, I think. The ball went out again. A big hit from Steve Mills. Well, he's certainly leading this pack by example, is Mills. That's Watts. And the Barlow defence rocking the Australians on the heels at the moment. That's Ralphs from Skirler, the current Barlow Player of the Year. And that for a good performance in Toulouse in the summer and great performances with Skirler last season. That's Verity. Well, the crowd a bit upset about something there. Skirler gets Dean Ralph gets some treatment. A back play. We've got a half break from Scott Fletcher to Carter. Carter, in fact, it's Jones. Jones still going. Carter at dummy half. Barlow playing some good football here. Now with Rowe to Devlin. Devlin gets it to McGee. McGee tries to pass, but not really on. And it's knocked down by Thorne. So a touch judge on again this time. I think explaining who knocked on at this stage. It's going to be a scrum down, is it? Yeah, scrum down, head and ball to Barlow. So that's a 20-metre mark. A good chance to make some of this. Carter feeds to Jones. Lose the drop-off ball to Verity. Verity tackled by Heron. Rowe again, this time to Carter. That combination between Rowe and Carter working well so far. Verity. Well, Barlow looking for a second try. 15 minutes gone. Good run from Ralphs. Out again to Jones. Jones cut out Fletcher to Carter. Nice short ball to Mills. Mills again feeds it to Carter. Carter has to take it back, just too many numbers this side. Well, the Humber side, lads from Hull anyway, you know what it's like to beat the Aboriginals. They're the only side that's done it on this tour. Good cut-out ball to Devlin. Devlin still going, gets the try in, and a good ball from Jones. Good try from Devlin. And the new boys in the Barlow camp certainly making their presence felt. Good pressure, and eventually just that little bit of a delayed pass from Darren Jones sends Ian Devlin from Walney in for a second Barlow try. A long-range penalty miss was his failure. That's a good, well-struck kick. His second conversion, and Barlow Great Britain 12, the Australian Aboriginals 0. Well, 12-0 down. I don't think the Australian Aboriginals expected this for a moment. 54-24 winners up in Workington. Barlow's worst performance, I think, in living memory, really. But certainly a good performance today so far. Ball struck deep to be taken back by Alf Duncan, the wingman. Bundled down again by this great defence from Barlow. Good sized crowd here at the Willows. There'll be a couple of thousand. Barlow moving up quickly. Comes the runner this time from Trindle. Tries to play it quickly and prevented from doing so, so that's a penalty. Well, just lying on a little bit too long, slowing the game down. Dallas Waters finds touch just inside the Aboriginals' half. It's time. Chris Binge straight into Mills. Mills knocks him down. Second run. And that's the number 16 who's on already. Scott Mason. He's come on for Dean Withers. Took that knock about 10 minutes ago. Out again with Waters. Heron looking to go on his own. Well marshalled. Up comes a kick from Waters. Look at the chase here from these Aboriginals. And well taken, superbly taken by Larvin under pressure. That was a good take. I think in fact it's Kelly who's gone off for Mason. Good run from Diskin from the Mulgreen Club. Dave Rowe again. Looks to slip it to McGee. Throws out a wild pass really that puts his players under pressure. Carter does well to sweep it up. Straight into Mason. He's trying to get up and play the ball. Referee's not interested. Devlin loses it. The ball shoots out, but well covered up, so it's a scrum down. Well, that's the second British knock-on against 4 or 5 for the Aboriginals. 12-0, 19 minutes gone. Bala Great Britain lead. Waiting for the ball to come back. Aboriginals fade it. Waters. Anderson had come in. Heron. Dummy, then Trindle. Quick hands to Waters. Well in though by Senior. Stuffs out that move very well. Duncan. High tackle from Mills. Well, referees let that one go. Widders. Dean Widders almost through. Looking to get the ball back. And goes backward. Well, it doesn't, in fact. Brad Cade penalised and saying something. That's sin bin. 10 minutes in the sin bin for back chat against Brad Cade. And the penalty to Bala. So Paul McGee with the opportunity to gain some ground on the Sneal side. Martin Ashcroft, the referee from Wigan. Dave Rowe not particularly hurrying on this one. Time's on Bala's side though, 12-0 their lead. This time with Diskin. Diskin loses the ball in a tackle and a knock-on. Well, it's still raining quite heavily here. Handling difficult, but for the first 20 minutes or so, Bala has definitely been the better in that department. So Waters, Dallas Waters, and the ball comes. Good pressure on him by Carter, wild pass thrown back. That puts Thorne under a bit of pressure as Larvin comes in for him. Eventually Paul Watts gets it, so they've lost some 20 metres on that. That's a good chase by Bala. Waters again, in fact Buck Anderson, the fullback. Been interesting Wigan during this tour. Again. That's a good run from Brown. But the defence is there. Ball going back. This time with Waters looking for a little bit of a run. In comes Mills and gets a big tackle on him. It's up again from Widders. Widders, good ball to Anderson. Good stop to Waters. Waters, a run, a chase. Can he beat Paul Watts? Well, in fact, he doesn't need to because the ball beats him as it goes dead. And it's a blue start for a 20 metre. Well, that was good play.
I remember 9 being offside and not really thinking he got them. He was still coming back. He couldn't touch him over offside.
So that's good play.
Yeah, I think he just got blocked him and put his arms up. Okay, I think he can do it.
Dave Rowe then to Steve Mills. Good strong run from him. First try scorer, first minute for Bala. Gets up, plays it quickly. With Carter. Carter looking, goes straight into Widders. Then gets a second shot from Mason. Rowe looks for a room on his own. Short ball to McGee. McGee gets it back. Rowe picks it up to Diskin. A bit of room for Diskin. Elusive type of winger. Last tackle. Jones is looking to hoist the high one. Up it goes. And a good chase from him. Anderson takes it on the second attempt. Went backwards. Crowd not too happy with that. Got to try and bring the ball away. And they do. But Bala coming into the tackles, that was Thorne. Trindle from dummy half. Well, the Aboriginals right up against it in this one. 23 minutes gone, trailing 12-0, and a great performance from Bala so far. Chris Binge. Bit of a strong run from Mason. Good tackle from Fletcher. Kick over the top. Another substitute on. Mark Simon. His test debut. And it's Barlow in possession. Good strong run. Another substitute for Barlow this time. That's the Steve Morrod from East Hull. Another underside. A ball dropped by Mills. That's unfortunate. I think Morrod's come on for Rouse. Unlimited substitutions, I think, in this game, so obviously they're going to make the most of it. That's Brown. Not making much headway. Morrod in with the tackle. It's Mason. Mason knocked back with some good Barlow defence. Ball slipped back inside to Binge, and suddenly, well, he seemed to knock that on. Might be like a knock on, but he's got away with it. Trindle to Simon. Simon now to Heron. Heron, a little kick. It's a good one too. But Watts takes it well. Then tries to avoid the oncoming tacklers. So Barlow with the ball. Offside against the Aboriginals. And McGee a chance to end some easy yard really at that right-hand touchline. So Rowe goes to collect the ball. In comes Mills. Steps up, first off a good strong run. Gets the ball out well to Sean Senior. Senior, strong run to Anderson. Bella on the attack. Now with Rowe. Rowe looking to dump it on his own to Jones. Jones looking for Mills. Mills, good strong run, tackle short again. And then a couple of punches in a tackle. Well, he's got to go, Binge, I think. That's really kicked it off. Well, Mills been having a big game, and him and Binge not happy, but Binge got quite a few cheap shots into that one. Will be interesting to see just how the referee sorts that out. But Mills certainly took a bit of a battering. Both touch judges on. Well, they stopped the clock. And he pulls Mason. And it's Mason off to the sin bin. Well, rather fortunate on that one, I would have said. Well, I thought it was Binge involved, but it was obviously Mason. And he's been sin-binned. And both captains up again. Down to 11 men, trailing 12-0, and the opportunity for Paul McGee to make it 14-0. Kick right in front of the post, 2 from 3 so far. And 3 from 4. Paul McGee. Well, 14-0, Barlow well in control of this game against 11 Australian Aboriginals. Brad Cade, the hooker in the sin bin for back chat, and then Mason followed him about 5 minutes later for punching. And that should be a knock-on, is it? Well, no, he's letting him play on that. Where that came from is anybody's guess, but Brock Emerson gets away with it. Now Chris Binge. Big hit on him by McGee. Withers trying to straighten it up. No room for him. A half hour gone, Barlow 14. As Trindle tries to make a break. Tries to kick over the top, but straight into touch. Well, the Aboriginals looking a little bit of forlorn outfit at this stage. Don't know what to do with themselves. Certainly no spark or fire in the play like there was in the first test a week ago. So the scrum down, Carter. Out it comes to Jones. Jones brings Watts in. Tries to step. And Anderson is opposite numbers, the man who brought him down initially. Dave Rowe. Full of running though, Morad. Front row man. International debut for him. Rowe to Devlin. Devlin. Very seasoned international. Rowe, Pacific Tourist in 1990. Good ball to McGee, but a high tackle. And in fact, he's felt that one. Well, unlucky to get that one, I would have said. As Hook is the man in possession. Caught one right across his forehead. Aboriginals trying to step the way through. Now with Binge, Chris Binge. Well, he keeps coming, does the forward. Trindle switches play to Simon. Simon held by Carter. Gets it back to Trindle. Trindle, a good little ball to Anderson. Anderson plays it nicely to Mundine. High tackle by Mills. Well, that's a high shot. And Mundine not happy. Well, he's been involved in quite a bit, is Steve Mills. And with two in the sin bin, the Aboriginals might be thinking perhaps they should have been playing against a reduced Barlow side. But 14-0, 32 minutes gone, the penalty opportunity for Trindle to go for goal. So, Craig Trindle, opportunity to open the Aboriginals account. Strikes it well, and straight between the post. Rather Great Britain 14, Australian Aboriginals 2, as Brad Keed should rejoin the fray. Up to 12 men. So the restart from halfway. Trindle hits it deep. G's the man who takes it. Recovering from that knock across the forehead a few minutes ago. Wants to get up and play it quickly. Rowe. It's time to Fletcher. Fletcher knocks off that tackle, tries to straighten it up. Looking to make the ball available, but couldn't. Rowe out to Devlin. Devlin looking to find a bit of room on his near side. Disking at dummy half. Perhaps a chance for him to have a run. That's what he thinks too. Good tackle by Simon. Out with Rowe to Jones. Jones puts the kick over the top for a senior to chase. It's into space. Anderson takes it. Then shows good pace to try and get away, but a good tackle from Carter. Zero tackle. Simon takes it from dummy half. Barlow, 6 minutes from half time, 14-2 ahead and good value. Strong run from Brown. Not high, says the ref. Well, he's got the leg trapped in there, but there's penalty for not letting him play the ball. Steve Morad, the man involved, decided to run it too. Slips it back inside. A good play for Lee Hookey. Tries to play it quickly. Now with Withers. Withers drops it to Binge. Binge looks for a gap. Doesn't quite find it. Keed. Keed to Withers. Now a gap for him. Watts, good tackle on the Withers. Withers trying to make it available. Throws it at the back and up picks Carter. He's saying it was pinch, but he was trying to make that ball all the way. And Carter's injured in the process. Plays the ball eventually. Watts from dummy half. Well, it was a good tackle by Watts on Withers. Needed as well. Diskin this time. That's Murray. So Rowe to Mills. Well, Mills has been the driving force in that British pack in the first half so far. Fletcher, though, a good game he's had as well. In fact, every one of the Barlow players playing well. Simon tries to dump. Final tackle. Out to Rowe. Rowe puts the kick over. A long deep one trying to test Anderson, but he's well up to it. Takes it and comes back. Tries to step inside Jones. And Rowe sweeps up. Good ball, Keed. Keed going forward. It's time from dummy half, it's Thorne. Can't get it in though. That was Lavin with a good defence. Withers. Withers a dummy. On ball out. It's time to Trindle. Jones makes the tackle. In comes McGee. Ball out again. Long time this from Simon to Cecil Heron. Not seen a lot of him this first half. To Hookie. Hookie tries to step inside. Good run from him. Good young centre. Good tackle by Carter, who's doing a lot of work at the back. Last tackle. Anderson. Heron. What can Heron do this time? They really do need a try. It's a good kick through and a good try. Well, perfectly weighted kick from Heron. And in came steaming Mark Mundine on that far side. Good try. Well, the Aboriginals needed that. A bad time for Barlow to concede it. But the kick through from Cecil Heron. Perfectly weighted. And in fact, the board gives it to Alf Duncan, so I'm not arguing with that one. He's coming from a try out on the left-hand side. Strikes it firmly enough and strikes it true. Second goal for him. Barlow 14, the Australian Aboriginals 8. Well, 14-8. Barlow lead. Trindle, high ball, taken well by McGee. Goes forward, Binge is in the tackle along with Withers. Rowe to Mills. Mills straightens it up. And a good first half. Rowe, dummy half. Now to Verity. Verity looking to straighten up the big lanky centre from West Hull. Dave Rowe looks for a bit of a break from dummy half. Looking for somebody behind him, but not the support he wanted. Colin Carter. Jones, and that was Fletcher. Fletcher looks to straighten it up. Throws it at the back to Watts. Last tackle. Out to Rowe. Rowe puts the kick in, but most of the Barlow players are offside. It's going to have to be run back though. Alf Duncan takes it. Try score just a few minutes ago. Sean Senior comes in and wraps him up well. Zero tackle. Good little run from the back. Now with Binge. Binge tries to straighten it up, duck under the tackles and go forward. Tends to duck his head quite low, which is always asking for a bit of a hit. Ball at this time. Long one. A good tackle on Heron by Lavin as he takes that. Mason's back on the field, so they're back to the full contingent now, the Aboriginals, and trailing by just 6 points. Widders throwing a bit of a gap, this 16-year-old. Good ball out to him. Now with Brown. Brown needs the support, slips it nicely to Thorne. Thorne tries to take it on the inside and stay in play, just about makes it. A good play from the Aboriginals. Widders, this time to Trindle. Last tackle, Simon. Out to Heron. Heron tries to kick again. Watts has got to take it, he does too. In fact, it was Carter, but then we get another little punch. What's going on over there? Well, we're having a right go at it now. Started by the number 4, Mundine. Carried on all over the place. And they're still finding a ruck on the touchline. Fists flying everywhere. Somebody's got to go off after this one. Well, this is absolutely appalling. Unbelievable. Started with the tackle by Mundine on, I think it was Carter along the back. But what a fracas this has turned out to be. Well, just as the Aboriginals back up to 13. Certainly some punches swapped there, both sides. What a battle that was. Well, the Barla side kept back. Good few punches exchanged between both sides. Well, that was an out-and-out brawl with nearly every member of the both sides battling that one. Just how they're going to sort it is anybody's guess. Certainly number 4 was the man throwing the punches in the first instance, Mark Mundine. And then it all kicked off from there. Presumably somebody from the British camp gave him one on top. And then it all flared up. And not the best of scenes. Certainly will have warmed them though on this less than warm afternoon here at the Willows. So a long time between the touch judges and the referee as they work out what exactly transpired and how they sorted out. One of the Aboriginals obviously got a bad cut on the far side, being walked off with a towel up to his eye. He's been called in. Well, called across. Well, that's a yellow card for Mundine. Well, that's unbelievable. And a yellow card for Carter. Although Carter's the man coming across now as the captain, so it's a yellow card for Watts. So that's 1 yellow card apiece. The third sin in binding for the Aboriginals. Now he's calling across one more of the Barla side. He's got Mason over there as well. As he lays down the law. Well, I'm surprised that nobody's got a permanent march in order after that one. Well, we've had this earlier in this first half. Now's the time for action, one has to say. Well, it doesn't look like there's going to be any more. So, 2 sin biddings after a big flare-up like that. Almost unbelievable. So a penalty to Barla. So the initial offence, obviously, as I said, committed by Mundine. And Dave Rowe, a brave man, picks it up and goes straight at the heart. Half-time. And what a finish to the half. Half-time score then. Barlow, Great Britain 14, Australian Aboriginals 8. Well, the second half gets underway here at the Willows, each side down to 12 men. Barlow 14, the Aboriginals 8. And the second one, Brown, is the man in possession at the moment. Well, the Aboriginals showed at the end of that first period that they can come back with some football, but that ball certainly wasn't what the fans have come to see, I don't think. Good run from Mason. He's had a spell in the sin bin, one of 3 Aboriginals that have been there. A bit of a run this time from Keed at dummy half. He's the second man who's been in. Last a tackle. Binge. Out to Simon. No Heron. Heron puts the kick up. Good chase from Hookie and Thorne. Diskin takes it and takes it back into touch. So scrum down. No option really for Diskin. They were closing up much too quickly for him. So Barlow under pressure. First minute of the second half. 12 men apiece. Paul Watson the sin bin for them. Out comes the ball to Owen, to Heron. Heron looks to use Anderson. Well, the numbers are here. Wide ball if he could get it. Good tackle comes in from Verity. Trindle, bit of a gap. Steps in for outside of Mills. Good tackle comes back on him though from McGee. Keed. Keed out to Heron. Picked up again by Mundine. Mundine spotted the post, tries to go forward. In comes the Barlow defence and driving back. Well, defenders did the life defence. Not a good play of the ball. Interference too. So an opportunity for Trindle to add 2 more points. And interference at the play of the ball, but then again, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Didn't put the ball down well, did Wooders. So Trindle, 2 successes from 2 shots. And a kick that he should find relatively easy. That might well put the mockers on him. Right-footed kicker. Strikes it well, and raising, and misses. Well, that was a let-off for Barlow. Still 14-8. Rowe, the kick. This is Simon. Picked up by Thorne. Thorne driven back. Ball lost, was it? Well, the referee was unsighted and the touch judge was on the wrong side for him. And Barlow moving in quick to defend. Out to Chris Binge. Binge offloads it nicely. Now to Anderson. Anderson, a nice step. Couldn't offload the ball himself, which is just as well for Barlow. Senior came in. Keed, Brad Keed. Hooker, interesting Wigan, I believe. Wooders. Strong forward for 16. 2 tries in that first test. Out again to Heron. Heron looking to straighten up himself. Good ball to Binge. Binge throws it back. Now with Simon. Wrapped up nicely by Carter. Last tackle. Keed, again to Heron. Heron puts a nice ball, well taken by Thorne, and good defence. Bundles him into touch on the final tackle. Well, that was good defence from Barlow. But one of the British players injured. It's like Diskin possibly on that far side. He was underneath it as they hit the ground. Play the ball then. Run from Larvin. He gets it out to Rowe. Rowe offloads it himself to Carter. Carter tries to take it forward. Driven back. 6-point advantage. Here comes Mills. Had another good storming first half. British man of the match, Derwent Park. Jones. Heading into Carter. Carter to Verity with a bit of room to use his wing. A good ball too to Senior. Senior's got the wing to go at. Trindle's inside him. He's got to try and take on Anderson. Straight gets him through. Good try. What a good try. And Brock Anderson's defence found wanting. But great play from Barlow. A terrific try from Senior, used his strength. 18 points to 8. Barlow lead and a very good try. Well run from Senior. Right in front of the post. Well, he strikes that one well enough. Another 2 points for Barlow. $20 points to 8. Well, the Aboriginals certainly, I should imagine, have plenty to say after this game, regardless of what the outcome is. 4 players in the sin bin. 1 in the sin bin for Barlow, and that effectively means that half the game they've played with a man down. And we'll have 50 minutes, and for 40 of those, or for 30 plus the next 10, they'll have been down to at least 12 men. Dave Rowe. Good, long, deep kick, taken by Simon. Now to Binge. Runs it in, tries to spin, but well met again by McGee. McGee's having a big game. Anderson. Cade, Brad Cade. Tries to handle him off. Broadbent comes in with the tackle. And the touch judge is on. Presumably for Broadbent. Dropping well. He's got to be in the sim bin, hasn't he? Just been talked to a couple of minutes ago, and This ill-tempered match could be taken another stage further. Well, it doesn't look like the yellow card's coming out here. But when will he send anybody off? How many times is he going to talk to the captains? So Broadbent rather fortunate, in the light of what's gone on before, to stay on the paddock. Trindle finds plenty of ground on the far side. Keed to resume play. Now with Binge. Charges it forward, straight to Broadbent. Gets the tackling. That's Mason. Out with Withers. Barlow back to the full contingent. I think Watts is back on the park now. Out with Trindle. Trindle tries to get it to Duncan. To Thorne, rather. Thorne tries to move it across. Out with Owen to Mason. Mason tries the dummy and goes. At this time to Owen. Trindle, a little kick to that far side. Diskin loses the ball somewhere, then just kicks it dead. So this little kick behind the advancing defence, very effective. And it looks like Mark Mundine's not coming back on. So he's been replaced from the sin bin. Ball from Withers over to Simon. Simon trying to step his way through. Cade now with Withers again. This strong running second row forward. Good tackling. Holds him up. Anderson. Out to Simon. Now with Trindle. Short ball the dummies. Looking to go himself. Good defence holds him up. And it comes along with Binge. Binge. Well, that's a good fortunate ball. Got to be a try this time for Elf Duncan. And a good long ball from Brown puts him in. Looking for his third success. Not a good kick from his point of view, but from Barlow's point of view, it means an 8-point advantage. Lee Walker on the touchline. The ball taken by Diskin, a wingman. Brings it back in, tries to step inside. 24 minutes, can Barlow hang on? Or can he increase the lead? That's Lavin. Going forward, rugged Cyper centre. Rowe. Carter drops it to Broadbent. Broadbent looking for a bit of a gap. Tries a ball that really wasn't on. And Apple tries to pick it up. And it goes it into touch. So a scrum down and be Barlow's possession. Walker looking to come onto the park now. And he's replacing Paul McGee. And McGee had a very good first 56 minutes. Out now with Anderson. Anderson looking to get round Watts. Can't make it. Thorne. Ball bit behind Mason. Big hit on him from Mills. Keed. Out with Simon. Now Binge. Binge trying to straighten up and go forward. Keed. Out to Withers. Good tackle on Withers from Walker. Well, that's his first taste of the action. Keed to Trindle. Trindle trying to step it back inside. Now with Owen. Looking for the ball out, last tackle. Trimble tries to kick in the chase. Doesn't quite make it. Rowe's the man who covers up. So Widders lets it go, but picks up, bit of time to go back. Walker gets the hit in with Fletcher. Out to Mason. Well, not quite coming with the same drive and verve that he did in the first half. Cecil Heron on the touchline, desperate to get back to the action. The Aboriginals still that man down. Good tackle, good bit of spotting. So we binge. Ducks underneath the tackles and Mills cops one off his own man. They're trying to get play away with James Brown. Brown still going strong. Mills in back play. Well, Barlow down a man here. Now the opportunity to move it to Widders. Widders tries to kick behind. Pressure on Senior. He's got to take it. Takes it well. As Verity tries to bring it away. This time it's Watts, the fullback. Tries to come through. Rowe, dummy half. Walker, the first receiver. First chance to drive it in for the Egremont loose forward. Rowe again. This time to Carter. Broadbent looking for a bit of a gap and a step. Unloads it back to Rowe. Rowe to Jones. Got to straighten and go. Rowe. Fletcher. Fletcher, a bit of a high shot on him. Knocks his head back. Well, that's Mason. Been in the bin once already. And looks like the referee's just happy enough to award the penalty. Well, again, that could have been a sending off. Steve Mills still getting treatment at the back. So the ball burst as it hit the top of the stand. So that was what the loud retort was. Dave Rowe then, looking to burst the Aborigines bubble. Looks like Steve Mills has gone off. Broadbent, good run from him, good strong run from him. Loses the ball though. And the Aborigines got to pick it up and play on. Aborigine advantage played. Well, Steve Mills has gone off. And that's a big blow. $20 points to 12 though. On the hour. 20 minutes to go. Dean Ralphs is back on for Mills. Good defence from Barlow. Now with Anderson. Anderson looking to find the gap himself. Well, gets up. He's tackled as he gets up, but injured at the same time. And Broadbent coming to the tackle after Anderson obviously thought he'd been tackled himself. Picked up an injury into the process. So the Aboriginals up against it here. Lost only one game on the tour. And this is Anthony Munns who comes on for James Brown, but they've lost one game on the tour. That was up on Hull and East Riding. And won the other 5. Last game of the tour as well. They go home after a couple of days in London midweek. Well, looks like Anderson's in a lot of pain there. Heron back on the park though now. Anderson carted off. And it looks like somebody else is going to have to come back on for him, which is Dallas Waters. So that's Munn's first touch. It's the last tackle now. Got to do something with this. Heron looking to go on his own, slips it out the back to Hookie. Hookie tries to get it inside, but it's well picked up by Walker. Barlow 20, the Australian Aboriginals 12. What a turn-up this is after last week's disaster for the British boys. Dean Ralphs goes forward. Rowe, Jones, step inside by Fletcher. Rowe again. This time to Marrod. Steve Marrod from East Hull. Lost the ball. Referee's not even seeing it. Penalty given though. Touch judge awards it. Keed kicks the ball away in disgust. Well, Martin Ashcroft of Wigan, the man in charge, and he's given a crack at goal for Dave Rowe. Paul McGee's gone off, of course, and a goal kicker. So Dave Rowe, a powerful kicker with the West Hull club, and certainly no stranger to this job on international duty. So Rowe, well, the opportunity to add another 2 points and open a 10-point gap. Strikes it very well. And true. Good goal from Dave Rowe. Great Britain 22, the Australian Aboriginals 12. Official attendance 1,249. The weather wouldn't have helped that. That might be a bit of a disappointment from Barlow's point of view. But nevertheless, I think the crowds enjoyed what they've seen. Certainly incident packed. Chris Binge takes it forward. Keed at dummy half. Trindle looking to step and go. Gets a good support play from Wooders. And again, this time with Mason. Mason looks to go forward. In comes the Barlow defence. Plays it quickly. Thorne. Waters. Now out with Heron. Heron looking to put the kick for a chase from Hookie. Hookie's quick as well. And it's not going to go dead, so it's got to be brought back by Watts. Watts looks to step inside Hookie, but doesn't make it. Appo comes and gives him a bit of a hand. Diskin tries to run it away. Doesn't get away from Aaron Appo. Jones. Another few valuable metres gained. Rouse charges it forward. Rowe at dummy half. Carter to Broadbent. Broadbent tries to step inside. Now with Rowe. Rowe out to Verity. Verity decides to hold it onto it. Watts this time to Jones. Jones puts the kick on. It's going to bounce nicely for them. And it's picked up by Larvin. Larvin straight in for a try. Could that be the killer for the Aboriginals? Beautiful ball though. Kicked by Jones under pressure. And Larvin took it from Owen's grasp. Larvin did really well. A good chase from the British players. "13 minutes left. Rowe bangs over the extras. 28 points to 12. Bala Great Britain leave, and a famous victory within the grasp. 16-point advantage, 13 minutes left. And 1 or 2 heads down on this Aboriginal team. I don't think they expected this for 1 minute. But all credit to Bala. They knocked them back from the first minute and haven't given them a minute's rest, not let them get into the game. The conditions probably haven't suited the Aboriginals, the young side, but Bala, the pack, using its weight to well and advantage. And they made their mark. That's Mason. He's worked hard. Now with Munns, Anthony Munns, the midweek captain, from Warrabinda, Australia. Now with Widders. Widders to Trindle. Trindle are going to step and go. Shirt collar caught. Now with Waters. Waters to Heron. Heron got to do something here to spark a revival. But Bala determined to get in. Last tackle. Trying to milk it for a penalty. Don't get it though. Heron puts the high ball in. Good chase this time. Watts under a lot of pressure. Knocks it forward. And it beats the Aboriginals as well. So it's going to be a scrum down. Could have so easily have been a try. But it's a scrum down. Pressure on the Bala Great Britain line. Waters feed the ball. Aboriginals full contingent for one of the rare times in the game. Heron looks to try and take on Jones, his opposite number. Jones had a good solid game though, claiming the ball had gone loose. Now with Binge. Binge driving it forward. Throws it out the back for Munns. Not a good pass, but in fact a penalty been awarded. Can't see what for really. Signals is going to, well, he looked like he was going to give a sin bin then. But it's a penalty. They're going to run the ball. 10 minutes left, they've got to do something. Binge. Well, 22-year-old been coming all afternoon. Worked hard. Now with Trindle. Trindle just tries to step up, but Broadbent wraps him up. Waters. Heron. Heron looking for his runner. Well, it's Owen who comes in and still going. An injury though to the British player. It's Jones, is it? No, in fact it's Fletcher. Gets up. Now with Heron. Heron to Mason. Mason drops the ball. Knock on. And the Aboriginals looking a little bit out of sorts. So while Fletcher gets a bit of treatment in the back, everybody has a breather. We've got quite a bit of injury time to add on, of course, the injury to the touch judge. And at the moment, Barlow looking to bring subs back on. They're trying to get Mills back on and McGee back on. And it's Morad and Fletcher who come off. Mills and McGee back on. So Carter. The ball comes out. Watts tries to take it forward. Certainly been very steady at the back, just for one error. But tightened it up considerably from the performance of his predecessor. That was a high tackle from Heron. And again, we're in an explosive situation. And the referee's telling the players to get away. He's going to have a word here. Well, he's been very tolerant all afternoon. And it's difficult to see he's going to suddenly change his tune at this stage. In the meantime, it's Larvin Scorer of the last British try is receiving some treatment. And Heron stays on the park. (28-12). 8 minutes of normal time remaining. Lavin, as the doctor comes on to look at him. And it's Paul Tyson, who looks like he might at last get into the action. He's not been on at all this game, and off goes Lavin. Tyson comes on. Steve Lavin had a very good game in the centre. Nice try, he scored 2. Off he goes. And they've not found touch. Simon takes the ball back. Runs straight into reception committee from Paul Tyson, the Millen player, eager to get into the action. There's a substitute in the first test. Heron to Duncan. Duncan trying to get a good ball back inside. In fact, that's Duncan who's got it now. It was Thorne who took it previously. Thorne. Out to Heron. Heron to Waters. Waters to nobody in particular. The ball whipped out. Hookie trying to shrug off the attentions of Diskin, but Barlow moving up quickly. Victory very much in their sights. A 16-point lead, 6 minutes of normal time. Keed. Waters turns it back inside for Trindle. Trindle tries to step, gets through a bit. Now with Apple. Apple throws the return ball, but nobody's there except Tyson. Diskin tries to bring it away. Back comes the ball with Carter. Carter to Broadbent. Broadbent drives it back in. Now with Rowe. Carter. Not a good pass. Picked up by Waters. Great ball to Heron. Heron now to Thorne. And that was a knockdown ball, and quick as you like. It's an Aboriginal try. Waters drills it deep. Off Diskin's knee. Picks it up. Heads it back. Good little run from the wingman. He's got to hold on to this ball of Bauer. Broadbent. Now with never played that ball, but he's got away with it. Rouse, good strong run from Rouse. Walker, Lee Walker going forward. Throws it out the back, picked up by Rowe. Steadies it down. And a very calming influence at dummy half. Good quality ball from Rowe all afternoon. Carter tries to step. Good ball to McGee. McGee, well, turns it back to Trindle. Well, trying to play a bit too much football at this stage. Munns, Owen. Well, the Aussies have got to play the football. Barley should be keeping hold of the rugby ball and trying to consolidate. Now with Binge. Broadbent makes the tackle. And it goes to Waters. Waters, good run on Hookie. Forward pass though. And that's a let off for Barlow. Well, the crowd shouted forward as it went out. Well, a penalty against Australia. So McGee, Barler playing this time out. Famous victory, 28 points to 16 within their grasp. 2 minutes remaining, normal time. Mills takes the ball forward. Had a great game. Lost the ball though, and the referee let it play on. Tyson loses it. Well, that's two the ref's not spotted. Dave Rowe. Out with Jones. To Walker. Good hit from Heron, who can't pick it up. It's first knock on, which is going to be a scrum down. So it's going to be a scrum down. And it looks like we're trying to make... Well, I thought we was going to make some substitutions, but it's just the British camp excitedly waiting the final whistle. Waters. Feeds it out to Heron. Heron puts the kick in. Hookie's on the chase. Now it's a race for pace. Hookie seems to have the advantage. Can he get the ball? Well, it's picked up eventually by Owen, and Owen goes in for the try. Under by the post. Well, that's the last minute. Surely they can't come back from this one. But a great kick from Heron. Hookie, great pace. The referee having a little bit of a discussion with the touch judge. He's not actually given the try as yet. So Waters, Dallas Waters. Tyson knocks the ball back. Picked up by Diskin. Diskin tries to run it away. Good run for the winger, the Mulgreen winger. Clears his line well. Waters makes the tackle on him. Jones. Barlow just got to keep possession here. Play out the 6. Now with McGee. McGee going forward. A good strong run. Doesn't be looking to play football. Just get a tackle made. With Carter. Captain of the day and a famous captain he'll be after this victory. Three minutes of injury time gone. Now with Mills. Possibly the Barlow man of the match, I would argue, Mills. Certainly been a fearsome forward. Now with Wheatley Walker. Throws it at the back to Rowe. Last tackle. Tries to kick over the top. Apple's got to take it back. Straight into Jones, and a good tackle from the Great Britain standoff, the Wigan St Jude's player. Mark Owen. Scorer of that last try. Out with Waters, Dallas Waters. Fawn tries to go, but well covered by Verity. The referee looks at his watch. Duncan. Out to Waters. Waters drops it inside to Owen. There goes the final whistle. A famous victory for Barlow, Great Britain. A bad-tempered game, you'd have to say. 5 sin innings. Plenty of tries and points, though. Barlow decided to the lead with a try from Steve Mills. Then added to it with another from Devlin and McGee. Goal them both, as well as adding a penalty before Trindle got a penalty for the Aboriginals. Duncan then got a try just before half-time to make it 14-8. But in the second half, Sean Senior managed to get a touchdown. McGee a penalty. Then Duncan came back with his second. Rowe then a penalty. Larvin perhaps a killer try. Just 67 minutes. At right at the death, 2 tries from Thorne, and Simon kept Barlow hanging on. But the final score, Barlow Great Britain 28, the Australian Aboriginals 20.